So first of all, we want to make sure that we don't end up with a solution that we can't use. So the x minus 3 is the only denominator we have that has a variable in it. So we set it equal to 0 and see what value for x would cause this thing to be 0. So x equals 3 would make this denominator 0. So we don't want to use 3 as an answer, even if we find out that's the thing that would have worked, because you can't plug it back in. Our lowest common denominator, we've only got two denominators. We have 2 and x minus 3. So we'll multiply everything in our equation by that 2 times x minus 3. So I'm going to write down the equation. I'll leave some space so that I can multiply in my lowest common denominator. And I'll put that in blue here. The 2 times the x minus 3. So now, this 2 and that 2 cancel. That 2's divided by 2 is 1. So we can cross those out. That x minus 3 divided by that x minus 3 is just 1. So we can take those out. So now we're left with 2x plus 5 times x minus 3 here, minus, and we've got a 3x times 2, so that's just 6x. And then here we have a 2 times the x, and then times the x minus 3. So that's going to require another step, so I just wrote it down that way. I can distribute here, 2x squared minus 6x. And over here, I'm going to have to distribute. That'll give me a 2x squared. That will give me a negative 6x. This will give me a positive 5x. And this will give me a negative 15. So now everything's done. I can combine my like terms. On this side, I have a negative 6, a positive 5, and a negative 6, all with an x. So I can combine those. So that is going to give me a negative 7x. And then I have my 2x squared, and I have my negative 15 still. There's my 2x squared. There's my negative 15. And then on this other side, I haven't had to do anything more. There's nothing to combine, no like terms. One's got an x squared. Oh, didn't mean to write that. One has an x squared and one only has an x. So now I can start subtracting off. I'm going to subtract off my 2x squared. Get negative 7x minus 15 equals, and then I have a negative 6x over here. So I'm going to add 7x to both sides. That'll just give me a plain old x, 1x. And over here I've got a negative 15. And that's all I have left. And since negative 15 is not the 3 that we said it could not be, this is our solution.